Okay, welcome to chapter 22 on page 109. We're getting far, guys. In the last chapter, Violet Beauregard turned into a blueberry. She is now gone. She's in the squeezing room. Earlier in the book, the first child to leave was Augustus Gloop, who went up the pipe in the Chocolate River. So Augustus Gloop went up the pipe in the Chocolate River because he was being greedy and drinking the chocolate out of the river like he was told not to. Violet Beauregard turned into a blueberry because she snatched the gum out of Mr. Wonka's hands without permission, kind of stole it, and didn't wait to listen for directions. And if she would have heard that he was not finished yet, and something always goes wrong with desserts. So 2 are gone. And there were 5 children in the beginning. So I want you to think, what is 5 minus 2? That's how many children are left. Here we go. Chapter 22, Along the Corridor. And Roald Dahl, my favorite author. He's from England. So a corridor is a hallway. Here we go. Shh. Sorry, the doggy's making noise. Well, signed Mr. Willy Wonka. 2 naughty little children gone. 3 good little children left. I think we'd better get out of this room quickly before we lose anyone else. But Mr. Wonka, said Charlie Bucket anxiously, will Violet Beauregard ever be all right again, or will she always be a blueberry? They'll dejuice her in no time flat, declared Mr. Wonka. They'll roll her into the dejuicing machine, and she'll come out just as thin as a whistle. But will she still be blue all over? Asked Charlie. She'll be purple, cried Mr. Wonka, a fine, rich purple from head to toe. But there you are. That's what comes from chewing disgusting gum all day long. If you think gum is so disgusting, said Mike TV, then why do you make it in your factory? I do wish you wouldn't mumble, said Mr. Wonka. I can't hear a word you're saying. Come on, off we go. Hurry up, follow me. We're going into the corridor. Again, so saying, Mr. Wonka scuttled across to the far end of the inventing room and went through a small secret door hidden behind a lot of pipes and stoves. The 3 remaining children, Roca Salt, Mike TV, and Charlie Bucket, together with the 5 remaining grown-ups, followed after him. Charlie Bucket saw that they were now back in one of those long pink corridors with many other pink corridors leading out of it. Mr. Wonka was rushing along in front, turning left and right and left, and Grandpa Joe was saying, "Keep a good hold of my hand, Charlie. It would be terrible to get lost in here." Mr. Wonka was saying, "No time for any more messing about. We'll never get anywhere at this rate we've been going." And on he rushed down the endless pink corridors with his black top hat perched on the top of his head and his plum-colored velvet coattails flying out behind him like a flag in the wind. They passed a door in the hall. "No time to go in," shouted Mr. Wonka. Press on, press on." They passed another door, then another and another. There were doors every 20 paces or so along the corridor. Now, and they all had something written on them, and strange clanking noises were coming from behind several of them, and delicious smells came wafting through the keyholes, and sometimes little jets of colored steam shot out from the cracks underneath. Grandpa Joe and Charlie were half running and half walking to keep up with Mr. Wonka, but they were able to read what it said on quite a few of the doors as they hurried by. "Edible marshmallow pillows," it said on one. "Marshmallow pillows are terrific," shouted Mr. Wonka as he dashed by. "They'll be all the rage when I get them into the shops. No time to go in, though. No time to go in." "Lickable wallpaper for nurseries," it said on the next door. "Lovely stuff, lickable wallpaper," cried Mr. Wonka, rushing past. "It has pictures of fruit on it, bananas, apples, oranges, grapes, pineapples, strawberries, and snozzberries." "Snozzberries," said Mike TV. "Don't interrupt," said Mr. Wonka. "The wallpaper has pictures of all those fruits printed on them. And when you lick the picture of a banana, it tastes like a banana. When you lick the picture of a strawberry, it tastes like a strawberry. And when you lick a snozzberry, it tastes just exactly like a snozzberry." "But what does a snozzberry taste like?" "You're mumbling again," said Mr. Wonka. "Speak louder next time. On we go. Hurry up." "Hot ice creams for cold days," it said on the next door. "Extremely useful in the winter," said Mr. Wonka, rushing on. "Hot ice cream warms you up. No end in freezing weather. I also make hot ice cubes for putting in hot drinks. Hot ice cubes make hot drinks better. Cows that Give chocolate milk, it said on the next door. Ah, my pretty little cows, said Mr. Wonka. How I love those cows. But why can't we see them? Asked Salt. Why do we have to go rushing on past all these lovely rooms? We shall stop in time, called out Mr. Wonka. Don't be so madly impatient. Fizzy lifting drinks, it said on the next door. Oh, those are fabulous, cried Mr. Wonka. They fill you with bubbles, and the bubbles are full of a special kind of gas. And this gas is so terrifically lifting that it lifts you right off the ground just like a balloon. And up you go until your head hits the ceiling, and there you'll stay. But how do you come down again? Asked little Charlie. You do a burp, of course, said Mr. Wonka. You do a great big, long, rude burp. And up comes the gas, and down comes you. But don't drink it outdoors. There's no knowing how high up you'll be carried if you do that. I gave some to an old Oompa Loompa once out in the backyard, and he went up and up and up and disappeared out of sight. It was very sad. I never saw him again. He should have burped, Charlie said. Of course he should have burped, said Mr. Wonka. I stood there shouting, burp, you silly ass, burp, or you'll never come down again. But he didn't, or couldn't, or wouldn't. I don't know which. Maybe he was too polite. He must be on the moon by now. On the next door it said, square candies that look round. Wait, cried Mr. Wonka, skidding suddenly to a halt. I am very proud of my square candies that look round. Let's take a peek. Okay, in that chapter, only the fizzing lifting drink part is in the books, so we won't get to, or in the movie, so we won't get to watch a lot of the movie. And if you notice the curse word on the page I just read, it sounds like a curse word here in the United States. But really, over in England, that means a donkey. So, burp, you silly donkey. So just like when we learned about The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and the beavers had a dam, and a lot of you giggled and thought that was a bad word, it's the name of the beaver's house. So I want you to be mature and realize that the words that we say in this country may have a completely different meaning in other parts of the world. You guys are almost second graders, so I want you to be mature about that. Parents, have them answer the comprehension questions that go along with chapter 22, and those are located in our Google Classroom. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.